It's 11:47 p.m. You've read this number 400 times. It still doesn't change. $50 million. Gone. Not stolen in one night. Bled out, slowly, over years. And somehow, you're the only one who can see the wound. In 9 hours, the auditors walk through that door, and you still don't know if you're going to save this company or bury it. 6 months ago, you weren't drowning. You were flying. You'd spent 11 years earning this chair, nights in business school, weekends buried in spreadsheets while your friends were living their 20s. This was supposed to be the reward. You believed in the company. You believed the numbers. You believed, like most honest people do, that if you just worked hard enough, the system would hold. The company was growing fast. Too fast, maybe. Revenue up 30%. Investors happy. Your CEO called you the guy who makes the impossible add up. You didn't know it yet, but somewhere in those beautiful, growing numbers, a crack had already started forming, and you were about to be the one who widened it. It started small. It always does. Just move the number. Recognize the revenue a little early. Everyone does it. It's timing, not lying. It wasn't fraud, not really. Just a rounding of the truth. A date changed on an invoice. Revenue pulled forward 3 weeks. Nobody gets hurt. You told yourself it was a one-time thing, a favor, a bridge to cross just once. You didn't know yet. Bridges like that don't lead anywhere. They just get longer. 1 quarter became 2. 2 became 8. Every quarter the gap grew. And every quarter you found a new way to hide it, reclassifying expenses, inflating inventory, borrowing against numbers that didn't exist. You weren't a criminal. You told yourself that every night. You were just managing the story, buying time for the company to grow into the numbers you'd already promised. The lie doesn't feel like a lie the 10th time. It feels like a job. Then came the enemy you never planned for. Not the FBI, not yet. The bank. A routine loan covenant review, and someone on the other end asked a question you didn't have a clean answer for. $50 million had quietly become a hole so deep no single quarter could ever fill it again. And now, someone outside the company was starting to look. Then, this morning, the email arrived. 24 hours, that's what you have. Not to fix $50 million, just to decide what kind of man walks into that room tomorrow. A digital clock appears in the corner of your mind, and it will not stop counting. 8 hours, 13 minutes until the janitor leaves, and you're truly alone with this. 9 hours until the sun rises on a city that has no idea what's underneath it. You call your wife. You tell her you'll be late. Again. You don't tell her why. You don't know how to say the words out loud. Not yet. Maybe not ever. Somewhere in this building, in a locked drawer, is a single flash drive. It could end this tonight, or it could end you. There are only 2 doors left, and by morning, you have to walk through one of them. Door 1, you tell the truth. You hand the flash drive to the board tonight. You expose 5 years of manipulated earnings. The company likely collapses within the month. 3,000 employees lose their jobs. You lose your license, possibly your freedom. But you sleep, eventually, as yourself. Door 2, you bury it. One more adjustment, one more forged reconciliation. You push the discovery past the audit window, buy 6 more months, and pray the company grows fast enough to cover the hole before anyone finds it. You keep your house, your name, your family's trust in the man they think you are. One door costs you everything you've built. The other costs you everything you are. There is no clever third option tonight. There is only the version of yourself you can still look at in the mirror, and the version you can't. The clock reads 12:41 a.m. You reach for the keyboard. You open the ledger, not the real one, the other one. You create one more journal entry, a $50 million receivable, a client that doesn't exist, a contract that never got signed. You backdate it 11 months. You forged a signature before, just never one this size. Your hand doesn't shake this time. That's the part that scares you most. You delete the drafts, empty the recycle bin, clear the recent files. Somewhere between the third deletion and the fourth, you stop feeling like a CFO. You start feeling like something else. 9:03 a.m. The auditors arrive. You rehearsed this face. It worked. They review the receivable. They ask 2 questions. You answer both without blinking. By 2 p.m., they move to the next line item. The crisis has passed. On paper. That night, you go home. You hug your kids. You eat dinner. Everything looks exactly like it did yesterday. Except now, every phone that rings sounds like a countdown, starting over. 3:14 a.m. You're awake again. You walk to the bathroom. You don't turn on the light. You don't need to see your face to know what's on it. You saved 3,000 jobs tonight. Nobody will ever thank you for it. Nobody can ever know you did it. You used to think fraud was a single act, a moment, a choice made once and then it's over. Nobody tells you the truth that it's not an act. It's a tenant, and once it moves in, it never pays rent and it never leaves. You saved the company for 6 more months, maybe 12 if the growth holds. But you already know the hole doesn't close. It just waits for the next version of you to feed it again. 6 months later, same office, same chair, a different number on the screen. You're good at this now. Too good, maybe. The forged entries have their own folder, their own naming convention, their own rhythm. Your phone buzzes. Unknown number. You always knew this door would open eventually. You just never asked yourself which side of it you'd be standing on.